All right, good morning.
Buenos dias.
Ohio gozaimasu, Zhao Shanghao. Welcome to the Digital Trade Show, where we are discussing everything health and wealth for people in our local community and all around the world. Today, we have with us Q. He is a photographer from our school that reached out to us, said, hey, I want to get on the show and talk about some things going on in the city, going on within my business, and help some people out who are in similar situations or want to get into some of these fields that I'm in. So we'll just start off with Q and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Q or Cupid. So what I do is I do photography and videography as well as event promotion. That goes hand in hand with my promoting group that I have around here at Campus Methods. So me stepping into all these lanes is sort of like a way for me to help them reach their fullest potential or put them in a lane where I know that they can succeed in, as well as helping out other businesses that are around us, getting more eyes on them, more exposure that I know that they can achieve, and that helps them on the long run.
So, talking about GVSU methods, tell us a little bit more about that.
All right, so GVSU Methods is a creative collective of people. We have photographers, videographers, we have artists, we have people that are inside of like actual like computer design. We have people inside of clothing brands that make their own. Um, So the purpose of it is when people are looking at us from their individual lanes, they can be like, hey, they seem like they have their lane figured out. They can come to us and we're gonna point them in the right direction. We don't charge people. We don't try to say like, oh, we can help you to a certain extent. Like I give out every single thing that I know, and my people give out every single thing that they know as well to make sure that everyone around us succeeds. And we're not trying to be better than anyone. We just want everyone around us to succeed in some way, shape, or form. And if that involves them being bigger than us, that's fine. But I just like seeing people grow, and I know they do too.
So, what made you start the group?
At first, actually, I made it with a group of 6 other friends of mine, like way back. And at first, it was just like a dance. It was just like a dance team, whatever. Like we just went to parties around Grand Valley. We were just dancing, whatever, nothing big. But when I got these new people in the group, like the people that you see now, like Bird, Gary, Risho, Jay Bank, like Sam, like these new people, Zion, that is when the group started to change more and everyone became more focused on art and being creative. And so I said, okay, so let's gear towards that then. Like I'm very flexible. Like if y'all want to be promoters and y'all want to be artists and things like that, let's make methods that. Let's change up our Snapchat. Let's change up our Instagram. Let's not go into parties with the intent of this is all we are. Let's go into parties as soon as we step through the door, we're connecting. As soon as we step through, we're looking for people that are actually trying to like do something. And that's how we got to the point that we are now.
So, like, doing things like that in the party life, is it hard to, find somebody with your same, like, mindset? Because, they out having fun, so they might not really be paying attention. Or they is. I never did it before, like, in the party aspect. Unless I'm, like, vlogging. But, you're doing something different. It's, like, videography and stuff like that.
It's like kind of weird to think about when you say it like that because most of the time a lot of people are coming up to us and being like, "Hey, you would really think that people don't want to talk about that stuff in a party because it's a party, but people be wanting to have whole like business conversations while I'm like sitting in a corner in the middle of like a 48 West like apartment, and they gonna want to talk about like a music video they want me to do, or how can I get involved with this, or do you know someone that can give me taking pictures for GB basketball, like random questions. Most of the time I don't have the answers, or I'm like, hit me up in like a week and I got you. Because when people ask me about something, I will go and like work on that, and it has nothing to do with me. My boy actually just called me like 2 days ago about he wants to DJ up here for GV, and I said give me like a week or two, and I'm gonna start like putting your name inside of conversations, and I'm already talking with other clubs and being like, I know y'all do events, and I know y'all DJ just left last year. I got a new one for y'all, things like that. Like as long as people give me time through that, like I can help out.
So, what would you say is like the turnaround? Like, you go to a party. How many? Let's say you talk to 10 people at this party. How many people are serious? Because people be like drunk and this and
Yeah.
that. So, like, how do you know if they're serious? What's the average turnaround?
Out of every 10, to be completely honest,
Yeah,
bro,
to like a job, and then to even more like paid jobs? Because, you know, some people be talking, they got people around, they're trying to make a scene for themselves, you know?
I've only, at this point, for every 10 people, I would want to say maybe 2 or 3 actually take it seriously. And I can tell they do because I tell every single person, let's talk about this later. Call me tomorrow. And most of the time, people will not call because they probably think that I'm not being serious. But then that 1 or 2 people that actually call me, we sit there and I'll talk with them for hours. And we don't even talk about like what they want to do. I just talk about like who are you as a person off of that. And I always ask them like, you look at my group methods, like, is that something you want to be a part of, or is that something like you want people to, like, you want us to help you or anything like that? But that's kind of how it goes, and that's how I kind of made the group that I have right now. Like, would you benefit from being in methods, or would you benefit from methods?
So like, what's the plan for the next 2 years for methods? Like, even after college, you know, when people start graduating and stuff like that, is it still gonna be a film group? Like, are y'all gonna carry it like outside of college?
The goal for methods has always been to leave methods in a way, is that you're not going to be doing this methods thing for like an extended period of time. This methods is just until you find what you actually want to do, that you head out. This is not like methods is not a place to stay at all. It is just a way, just like a go through. It's like a door. That's it. You go into methods, you find what you need to do, you get that first job, you find the connection, then you leave. So for a thing for methods is probably gonna stay here at GV, but we're all gonna leave. Like at some point, everyone that you see right now at methods is gonna leave. So in a couple years, methods might look completely different. It might have like 8 or 9 new people that like y'all have never seen before. That I won't see. But and they might throw this thing completely differently. But that's just how it is, and that's the goal that I have for it, is just to constantly change and to be something that isn't a club or organization that's through Grand Valley, because that gives us freedom to do like anything we want.
Yeah, that's something that we're seeing being a student org. I mean, we could go through a lot of people to get equipment, to find rooms, to find times. So that freedom is a pros and cons. We say all the time there's trade-offs with everything. And I want to switch gears a little bit because I feel like we're just going into grilling you about methods in this. More of your personal time as a photographer and being a student photographer and then working off campus and the balance between those two.
A big thing, bro. I kept that I was actually in school a secret for so long because that helped me get more jobs. But the thing is, it also kept me from a lot of jobs actually at school. And that's so crazy because being a photographer, I was going to like downtown, I was going to clubs, festivals, things like that. And I was never saying that I'm in school because it made me look that I had more availability, and it made me look like I was more experienced. And I don't want to like have school diminish like the work that I put in. But then I go and I try to do work here at Grand Valley, and they're like, I don't know, like you're doing a lot of work like outside of Grand Valley. Like we don't see you that like engrossed into student life, into student orgs or to clubs or anything like that. And yeah, like you said, like that's the trade off. And so I kind of had to pick a certain lane, like season by season, and kind of go off of that. Like summer, I was all off campus. I was working, and then this upcoming season for the fall, I'm doing like everything on campus, and it's probably gonna change inside the spring and winter. It just keeps going back and forth. Depends on whatever lane is offering more.
I agree. I think it is a seasonal thing. We need to make a shift. Summertime, we get a lot more. Of course, you have a lot more time. But the weather, the energy you get just from outside is something that being up here in Michigan, we don't have. So transitioning how you think, how your day-to-day looks, how much time you spend working on certain things is very important. But going into that student photographer, because we do the same thing. I mean, in terms of video work, I'll do stuff off campus and then I'll do stuff on campus. I often find that when I'm working on campus, people, since they're not eating or trying to live off of it, are less devoted, committed, which makes sense. I mean, if somebody's paying their rent off of this, they're. So where do you find the most fulfilling jobs? Do you find it when you're doing, because you said you had less jobs on campus, but do you find more fulfilling work on campus or off campus?
Fulfilling work would probably be on campus. Things actually like make me like feel like accomplish on campus, things that actually pay more off campus, and that's like as weird as it is, but on campus, if you're a photographer that's focused on trying to make a living off of things, maybe off campus is for you. But if you are a photographer who's focused on like art and you love seeing the look on people's faces, like when they see pictures that you took of them, or people laughing at your content, or you enjoy just seeing like one more share on your video, on campus is for you, just because of how engaged students can be and how like loving the community is a lot of the time, especially towards photographers. I just put out there, Grand Valley loves photographers and videographers. It does not matter the size or anything like that, how popular you are, people love a camera here. So I'd say the most fulfilling time for me is when I do videos for like clubs or anything on campus.
Okay, I'm gonna get a quick time check. Okay, so I agree. I think on campus they show more love. Obviously, just being close. You see something on your phone, and then 2 seconds. That's another thing with the marketing, like walking up to somebody and they see you at a party, then they go home, then they see you on the video, they see a recap of that party, they see, oh, this dude's actually a real person. Well, in terms of that, it's like, how have you used that to your advantage? You understanding events, you understanding concerts, how have you used that in-person aspect to your advantage?
By going to like all these parties and things like that, I developed like such good like people skills, and I didn't think that would be something that I learned, especially from my Grand Valley parties. But it's no different talking from someone at a party than talking to someone like at like these events and things that I go to. I'm able to go up to the managers, I'm able to go up to artists actually and talk about myself and talk with them just like they're like one of my friends that I see like day to day. And talk about like opportunities and be like, or most of the time I'm not even talking about like hire me, but it's just I do this around like West Michigan. Do you know more things like around like anywhere else, or do you know anything like close by? It's just about, I think Grand Valley like taught me more about like networking, like face to face, like people to people, and learning times to talk about jobs or to talk about like myself and to figure out like a time, like a balance between those.
So if it's like any photographers watching this right now who go to Grand Valley and, you know, trying to get their name in a better light, what would you tell them?
And I also want to chalk into that question, how much would you balance the hard skills with the soft skills?
First off, to answer you, I would say all photographers and videographers for Grand Valley, you need to you need to like leave the mindset of how much is this job going to pay me, or how much can I get out of this like gig that I'm doing for Grand Valley or that I'm doing for these people, because I went 2 years being unpaid by choice because I didn't feel as if I was good enough to even take money for those jobs. This year, starting like last summer is when I started accepting jobs with money. Before that, all the videos you saw me do for Grand Valley, anything like that, were all for free because I didn't feel as if I was good enough to do them yet, like in charge. So as good as people thought I thought I could do more. So this year though, I'm still not sure if I would like charge, but I feel as if I'm in a place where I could. And bouncing like those hard skills like versus like soft, know, as like uncomfortable as it might be at times, like know like your role and like know your lane, know how big that you yourself are, and never try to, don't diminish yourself, but also don't try to oversell. Like if you know that you can only do these things, don't try to say more. Like I know like my limits, and I'm never gonna go above that. Like I'm never gonna say I can shoot the best music video for you. I can do this, I can do that, because I know for sure you have to do like videos and events. I got you. Music video, bro, it's gonna be trash, and it's gonna be trash every single time. So it's just a matter of knowing your strengths and weaknesses, and that'll let you know like when you're able to assert yourself or where maybe you should like back off or anything like that.
Yeah, that's good advice. I agree. You got to know. I mean, we're a customizable life. There's a reason we're doing podcasting, because we understand a little bit of audio, we understand a little bit of the cameras. But if you play your cards right, play to your strengths, it's going to be play in your favor a lot more. Though life's unfair, so play where you get the unfair advantage. Honestly, we got skill sets. Use your skill sets. Use the things you like. If there's something you like, don't let anybody take that away from you. Lean into what you like. Make that a strength, such a strong strength. Nobody can really fight that. But going back into music, because I want to talk about that one more time. The music community on Grand Valley State. You said you're getting more into music management. We're talking a little bit before music management and music artists. What can you say about the current music community at GV?
The current music community at GV, oh my goodness.
And not like, I know there's bands and marching band and stuff, but I'm talking about students that you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I personally know. I know like individual artists. I know people that are recording on Band Labs, that are uploading to SoundCloud, things like that, that are making whole studio albums inside of like their dorm room or inside of like their closet. And that'd be the best music around here, actually. And my sister Bird, she's collaborating with every single artist that she sees even touch their phone at Grand Valley. They'll come to her at parties and she'll just, let's record. She's keeping them on top of it. She's like, what works for y'all? I can come there, y'all can come here. I got my equipment, you got yours. Anything like that. Helping just push out content. The community at GV, like, it feels as if it's more friendly than it is at like Grand Rapids. Like, everyone's trying to work with everyone there. You don't see, like, if Grand Valley were to ever host like an open mic or anything like that, I feel like that would blow up just because of all the individual artists that don't have a platform right now that need one. It's hard for me to get to every single one, and I know it's hurting Bird's head all the time. So if they had somewhere to go or anything like that, I feel like then you would finally see every single artist. Because I know there are still, I probably only know like 25%. There's probably like 75% of artists like still hiding that are not sure if they're good or not.
Yeah, I agree, because I make music too, but I just make it in my own time. But GV at Methods, Digital Trades Collab maybe at some point, open mic night.
That'd be fire.
How y'all feel about that? Methods, Digital Trades Collab. We do open mic night, bring out producers, DJs, artists, dancers. We got maybe some chefs, some smoothies. We're already getting some good crowd reactions. We got a live audience with us today. But we're going to go to a break, actually, because we're coming close on our first bit of time. Anything else you want to say before we go to break? Nothing? All right, we're just going to go to break. We'll catch y'all. We'll be right back.
I am Q, a.k.a. Cupid. I am one of the founders of GVSU Methods. Methods is a promotional group for anyone that is inside of any sort of art form or anything like that. If you'd like to reach out and get any sort of promotion or want any advice, you can reach out to us at GVSU Methods on Snapchat, Instagram, or our leader, Risho. He's always around campus, so you can find him.
And we're back. We also wanted to mention before we start talking about whatever. And we're back. And before I forget, I also wanted to mention we do live trainings. So right now we actually have 2 students, shout out Andre and Sosa, with us, learning the tech and the setup, helping with behind the scenes and learning the social media of actually how we run digital trades. So we're not hiding any of this. We're just helping the people who want to get involved. So if you want to get involved, reach out to us. We're a DM away, we're email away, we're a text away.
Even if you see us in person, all you got to do is speak.
Yeah, tap us on the shoulder, say, hey, how do I get involved? We're going to say, this is how you do it. So right back into it, Q. We ended on the music note, but that's where I want to start back up. Starting into GV this year, what are you planning to get done musically for the community? Because you have a lot of connections to people making songs, and you can talk about these people if they want their business out.
All right. Okay. I wasn't sure I was supposed to keep it secret or not. But so musically, I have one of our members, Bird, 6YRD on all platforms. She is helping out with a lot of people regarding mixing, mastering their crafts, anything like that, helping out with albums. So that is on the more like technical aspect. But on events wise, I have one of my best friends that I've known for a while, Yadiel. He is getting a big event planned soon. I think it's near November or late October. That's going to be coming up soon, and that is going to involve him and a couple more artists headlining, things like that. We're going to have live DJ, things like that coming up, so that'll start being promoted and pushed soon. And I'm also looking for more local artists so I can get even more like outlooks on what's the overall music scene at GB looking like, so I know exactly what's needed, and so I can go from there and then forward that to Bird, because that's not my lane, but I know exactly like how it should go, like technically, and Bird's just gotta reach out to people.
Okay, so what would you say your lane is? Like, if they come to you, what can I come to Q for musically?
Me musically, I if someone comes up to me and they're an artist, I am going to say the most I can do for you is I can promote, I can introduce you to artists that would want to work with you that are bigger to help you get more promotion for you. I'm also in contact with a lot of venues for open mic nights, or if they want to set up their own concerts or things like that. I also know where that can be held. My price is ready for all of that. So that is one way that people could like come to me, and that's probably like as much as I can do. Like if you're already past the music aspect of making the album and you want to perform, that's when I would come in.
Okay, so like I'm gonna switch the topic a little bit. You know, so like what year are you?
I'm going on second.
So you're a sophomore. How you feel about like what was the hardest thing you think that you had to face so far while just you know, building your team, building your brand, building your portfolio?
Building my portfolio was probably trying to get the actual opportunities themselves and trying to break past the wall of like connections just through the who do you know barrier, especially for like festivals, concerts, things like that. It's always yeah, you're good enough to do this, but like who do you know that can put you inside this position is always the hardest thing, and I was battling through that for so long, and we managed to get through that. It was just a matter of keeping at it and learning to talk to people that are smaller or around the same size as you, and then growing with them and then going for those bigger opportunities. Because now I'm getting way more like festivals, things like that. I just got hired for another club, 18 plus, and all GB students are welcome to go to Agave on Fridays and Saturdays. But I'll say the hardest thing for like building a team, bro, it's gotta be public opinion. It's gotta be public opinion. People hated us for so long, and it was just,
Why you feel like people hated you?
it wasn't even hated us. I feel like we got blamed for a lot of things that had nothing to do with us. Well, in a way, but it's just a matter of we had to really look back at ourselves and say, what can we really take blame for, and actually take blame for those things. And if we didn't do them, then leave it alone and then keep going, because people are gonna hate on you regardless, no matter if you're doing good or bad. So you might as well just keep going as is. And it doesn't matter how many people don't like you. They are not affecting your craft. They are not sitting with you in your room when you edit. They're not sitting with you when you make music. So why should they have any say towards what you actually
Yeah,
put
what's
out?
going on here? Yeah, I
Exactly.
definitely get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like to bounce off of that, I feel the same way about me. Cause you know, like when I first started my YouTube and started my page, I ain't gonna lie, I was a young wild person. You know, like I said, I'm cut from like a ghetto spot, so naturally I'm gonna have that inner, you know, wildness in me. But I was just trying to form it in the right places, and nobody understood that. So a lot of people judge me off of just having females and stuff in my videos, thinking I'm just this magical like guy who get all the females and just don't got no heart and just this dog person. But you know, that's not really me. I'm really a chill guy, you know, mellow dude. And I had to realize I can't really let, you know, like, and I had to be honest with myself. Like, okay, I am making this type of content. Like, okay, I see why people look at me like this. I'm gonna be honest with myself, but I ain't gonna let them beat me down or nothing. I just, you know, used it for a better cause. Like, okay, I'm gonna switch up my content a little bit, be more family friendly.
And
So
I've seen that change in your content, honestly. Yeah.
Appreciate
I
it.
noticed it. I was like, well, this is like a healthy flip. But
Appreciate
yeah,
it, bro.
never let someone who isn't hanging out with you on a day-to-day basis judge you at all. If they can't hang out with you without it being a party or anything like that, like a public setting, then they have no right to judge you at all. And I had to learn that too. Because if they don't know what like I'm doing on a day-to-day, if they don't see me like in my room editing or doing homework, then they really don't know what's going on. So
So
because
their
they can
opinion don't
say,
matter.
Yeah, they can say like all I do is party or anything like that, but like you are not with me when I'm doing homework in the back while I'm still working at Insomnia doing homework. So you have no clue what's going on. So
Yeah, I understand that.
That's the real.
that's the real.
That's the real. I look at it the way, the way you get it, the people that are your guiding stones, those are the people that are going to determine your direction. So like when I'm in a point where I'm by myself and I'm thinking I can make a lot of decisions right now. I'm thinking, what would Jesus do? I'm thinking, what would my brother do? What would my mother do? What would my father do? I'm thinking people who actually know me and my soul that helped me build this character I have today. What would they do in this situation?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I kind of have to play off their opinion of the situation, but at some point I got to drop all that and just say, what would I do? That's really the main thing.
So like, I definitely get what you're saying, because for a long time I was doing that, trying to have other people live that life through me. But man, you gotta just start making your own decisions. And like, so what you said, I think you said earlier, like, I know this was a little bit off the podcast when we had took the break, but we was basically talking about, like you and who you evolve yourself around. So how you feel about, who you like your surroundings, like who you put around your surroundings to make you who you are.
Yeah, I had to be very careful about like not even I would say like methods on my friend group are separate, but they're the same thing now. I had to be very particular with who I surround myself with and make sure that they are all creatives, not only just creatives, but people that are willing to actually work with their craft. Because if they aren't willing to put in any work or anything like that, it's gonna start to affect me. And yeah, like how you said that, you're always looking at like what would they do, something like that. I try to make sure that every decision I make is either like calculated or it helps not just me, but also helps out my team in some way. Every job that I take, I make sure it benefits one or like at least two or more people in my group along with me. And that's the standard. I stopped being selfish a long time ago when it came to jobs. I even take jobs now that I necessarily don't like, but it's gonna help us out in the long run. So I gotta do it. But yeah, it's just a matter of surrounding yourself with people. Oh, my best advice for who to surround yourself with: surround yourself with people that do the same thing as you but better, because that is going to make you hungrier and just make you want to be better. I want to be a better photographer, so guess what I did? I made friends with Risho, who's better than me, and that drove me to do so much more. Because every time Risho buys a new lens or puts out a new video, I go and I put out a new video every single time, and you can look at timestamps. Every time he releases, I release a day after, because right after I start editing, like, because it's like, oh, he did this, all right, I gotta come like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's starting to do this now with like the text, all right, let me see how I can do that. Like, I got more equipment coming in regarding editing, nothing camera wise, but it's all so I can be better than Risho, and that's because that's my boy, and I see how hungry he is, so it's just making me want to be better.
Mm-hmm. I understand that. It's like a friendly competition. Like
Exactly.
Like me and Musa got that, but we don't really like speak about it for real. Like, cause we just do everything together for real. Like we really, I don't know. I just met bro. We just got in sync. Ever since then, we've been locked in, just grinding damn near every day. Like,
I say it's a different type of competition. It's like we know it's two different goals, and that's where I gotta disagree with you on like don't be selfish. Sometimes you gotta be selfish with your goals because you're the only one that's gonna have them. You're the only one that's gonna have them thoughts. I understand, and sometimes you really can't take people with you because they don't want it as much as you. Right. And that's the main thing. Of like they're gonna call you selfish, but are you really selfish? You invited them, you put the hand out, they smacked it away. They disregarded it. So it's like, dang, I guess I'm selfish in this time, but I'm not meaning to be. Still have an open heart, open mind about it. But at some point, you got to just say, F them. This is what I got to do. Maybe that's just, darkness in me. But I feel like that's the real. That's the real.
No,
like, that's the real. Not everybody's going to come along with you.
No, that's the real, bro. You know how many people, bro, like, I had to, like, stop fucking with, bro? Like, it's, like, unimaginable. Like, family, nigga, friends, like, everybody not gonna want to come with you. Then they gonna call you selfish for working on yourself and bettering what you got in your situation. But like you said, it's really not being selfish. It's really caring about yourself, just how they care about themselves. Just like when they said fuck you, like,
Right.
It's not bad to, treat people how they treated you. That's just how I look at it.
Yeah, no, it's I've had a lot of people just say like I've done nothing for them or anything like that. You know, I let them have it. Like I've put so many opportunities on the floor for you, and if you don't want to pick them up, that's up to you. Like I can say that I have this job here, 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 and here, and if you never hit me up about any of those, it can't be my fault. Like I chose to put those things out there for everyone, and you didn't want them. So, or you didn't want it that badly because I have jobs that are Grand Valley, Grand Rapids, Michigan State, Kalamazoo, Ferris. I can't be all those places at once, so I'm constantly looking for people to be at those places. And I can only do like Grand Valley, sometimes Grand Rapids, but like for the rest of those are always up for grabs, and I always give those out to all those people around there. I be hitting up videographers at Ferris. I'm like, yo, I know you're new, but I have an opportunity where they're trying to get someone on campus and they're trying to put someone like in these videos. Would you be willing to do that or anything like that? Like I'm always doing that, no matter if I even know them that closely. But it's like you look like that you look like the hungriest person around there. You need this more than anyone else. So you go and take that, go farther than them.
So how do you think? You was gonna say?
I said I like that. People in Ferris, Western, anywhere, hit them up. Photographers, videographers. He's looking for the hungriest people. I like that.
Bro. Yeah.
So like, how do you like get these opportunities or like put yourself in these positions to even get somebody else these opportunities?
I would say like school wise for all those, I got all those opportunities actually from Greek life around here, working with everyone like the family around here, like especially like I'm not gonna go into ones in particular, but nah, they making videos for all of them, bro. Like they helped out with a lot of connections. I was able to get reached out by a lot of other Greek life at other schools, and they asked me to come out and do videos for them. Like, oh, we saw what you did for the icebreaker. We saw what you did for the deltas. We saw what you did for any of them. Like, you should come out and do one for ours or anything like that. But I can't always make it over there. But I know a photographer, a videographer that is over there that's like who's willing to do that, and or is he's hungry enough to at least learn, or he's gonna learn on the spot or anything like that. And I'd be keeping up on all day like content or anything like that. Like the video is good, but I know a photographer right next to you who's like has like 45 followers, but can do that way better. And that's the people I'm reaching out to.
So before we close out, we just had a final question for Q of plans in the future. What do you got planned for us? More photography, more music? What's in store?
So personal for me in the future is I want to be able to do pictures and videos for festivals, music festivals, things like that, for like Breakaway, Lyrical Lemonade, things like that, and just keep working up, and be able to work with businesses, especially like clothing lines, things like that are local, and try to show them more exposure and things like that. Group wise, for like methods, I know I can speak for all of us when I say that we all just want to, we're working on in general consistently planning out a venue or a space or things like that for anyone to rent out and to use for artistic like means, like using them for concerts, using them for like regular parties, or using them for album drops, clothing releases, things like that, fashion shows. Like our overall goal is just making sure that we lock down a venue for us to use for anything like that. So that is what we have for the future.
Sure, I know an art
right
exhibit
now.
downtown. You ever heard of Muse? Muse?
Yeah, I've heard of Muse. I just don't know if they're catered towards what we're trying to do.
I feel that. They've had some DJ events, and I've been out to some nice art exhibits out there.
We tapped in with them.
Yeah.
They just follow me on Instagram.
Yeah. The owner is a cool dude. It's a family. It's a family-owned spot. So definitely, maybe not all the events, but maybe some more art exhibit focused ones. I think that could be a good spot.
Yeah, and it'd be nice to, switch it up sometimes. You're doing an art exhibit. I ain't seen you do nothing like that yet, so that'll be fire.
Yeah, I don't even know an artist like that around here yet. I'm trying though. I'm on the hunt for anybody doing anything art wise, and just to see like what the different lanes look like.
That's fire. So y'all heard them here first, man. Anybody out there want to tap in with the movement, this whole podcast, he's been talking about, reaching down to the people who really need help, not the people that's already got stuff going on. It's good to talk to them, but we looking for the people that's really got that hunger and really want to make it to the next level. And this concludes another episode of the Digital Trades Show. We'll catch you on the next one.